Alright, this is Psalms chapter 81, verse 8. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me. There shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God. I am the Lord thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. But my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. So I gave them up unto their own hearts' lust, and they walked in their own counsels.
And that's what happened. Our people in the ancient world walked in their own counsel, not even considering the fact that this is where they would end up for that. That this would be the price that they paid for wanting to walk after their own lust. That they'd be here pretending to be free. That they'd be in a land, in a strange land, far from their own natural culture and habitat, man. Clinging to a culture and a way of life that's not their own, man. That's really actively destroying them, man. Going to jail is a rite of passage in our nation, man. And that's completely destructive, man. Eating chitlins every day for Thanksgiving, the celebration of the destruction of your brethren, that's folly, man. But our people didn't consider in the ancient world that their deeds would put them in this position. Right. That's why we're here, man. We get on Esau's ass, but at the end of the day, our actions have put us in this position, which is why we're reaping the effects of the deeds of our forefathers, man. That's why we in a strange land, trying to figure out what's what. With the majority of our nation going to and fro like a drunkard, man. Double-minded, with no integrity. All of that is a result of our decisions in the ancient world, man. That's why in Amos 3:1 it says, 3:2 it says, hear the word of the Lord. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish who? You for all of your iniquities. Because the Lord made a contract with our nation. When we talk about the second covenant, it's really a benefit to the nation of Israel, but truly it's a benefit to the entire planet and all of humanity except for Esau. That's why it's a bigger picture, and that's why this journey right here is about us getting to that point where we realize the importance of what the Lord is doing. Here it is, you want to run the world, but you won't even take a manager position at your job. You want to rule thousands, but you can't rule 20. All of this starts now, man. We're learning to be rulers now, man.
You can't rule your own body.
You can't rule your... Bro, that's a beautiful point, man. Which reminds me of YAHAWASHI again saying, wipe the beam out your own eye, man. And that's what the hopeful elect are being doing. They're being refined right now. A lot of failures to equal up to that final success. Because it don't matter how many times you fail as long as you get back up. The Lord didn't say you got a 3-strike system like Bill Clinton. The Lord said if you fall, get back up. If you hearken and you try to sincerely do what he say, he gonna save you. Do you believe him or not? Do you believe that or not?
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Exactly, man. That's why we're appealing to YAHAWASHI while the majority of our people are trusting in this system, man. And all other kind of philosophies that allow them to continue to be wicked, man. That allow them to continue to destroy each other in peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that out. Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Right, because the majority of our people are completely drawn into and integrated into this system. If it was not created for you to succeed in this place, integrating yourself into that system is not going to equal progress, man. It's not going to equal progress, God.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
And our nation's trust in this system is their confusion and their shame right now. before the Lord even touched down. It's their shame and confusion right now. Because look at the nation of Israel in the state that it's in on the world stage. If every nation of people, Chinese, Japanese, what they call them today, were sitting at a table as a family, what would they say about the family of the nation of Israel? That's shame. That's a whole body of shame, man. If we were at a gala, all nations were at a gala, 18 tables, all the nations sitting at each table, what are they going to say about the table of Israel, man? A couple of them decent. The majority of them fucked up. We are laughing stock of the whole planet, and the majority of our nation don't give two fucks about it, man.
It's a spirit you in. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. But the main point I want to pull out 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Exactly, man. The patient in spirit is better than the proud. Because you're seeing what happens to the proud in spirit. It's a slow descent into destruction, man. Their suicide rate is at a top-notch high right now, man. They dying more than they're being born. They can kick a sign, man. They're going into slavery. That sign is of little importance in the grand scheme of judgment, man. Because him kicking that sign ain't gonna stop him from going into slavery.
Oh, I thought he slipped on it.
If he slipped on it, YAHAWASHI, that's spiritual in itself. If he slipped on it, because 2/3 of our people slipping on that sign, and the face of that sign, and the doctrine of that sign, man. So blind that they don't even realize they're in a system that oppresses them, man. And they don't want to gather themselves up together and get themselves together. They want to integrate on their own, man, as individuals, man. That's the myth and the mystique that this world, this society has pushed to them. That if you work hard, you're going to be rewarded. Meanwhile, they're living and breathing off the blood of your people. The direct exploitation of your people is the result of America. And they have to continue to exploit you to exist. That's why the Lord describes this system as a beast. Because you have to continue to feed this beast.
Thank you. Appreciate it, bro.
You have to continue to feed this beast, man. That's why the Lord described the 4 kingdoms as beasts, man. Because every kingdom, every beast that arose, destroyed, man. And this is the ultimate destruction. Where this society, this kingdom, this beast is destroying the very world we have to live on, man. The Egyptians didn't destroy the ecosystem. The Persians didn't put a hole in the ozone layer, man. That comes from this society, this rulership. And America and the Western hegemon and the European Union, all of that is a beast that must be fed with the blood of the people.
You got a question? You got a question? You got a question?
Yeah. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Right.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But YAHAWAH do not know, my people do not consider. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards.
And our people do not truly consider that they're special. Our people do not consider that they're special ever.
Yeah, they got a picture of Jesus on the floor like that. Why do they do him like that? And the other chick was like, they're trying to show that he ain't white.
Right.
And then she started arguing with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But hey, that's the message setting variance, setting the difference between friends, family. This message is gonna cut shit in half, man. Not even in half, in many pieces, man. But the Lord, back to that scripture, the Lord's people don't consider, man. They don't consider that they're special. They've been fighting so long to be equal, they don't even consider that they're special, man. Because every day they wake up, they live in a society that continues to degrade them, man. To a point where they actually believe it.
This is Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
It may be, man. It may be. Maybe you get saved, maybe you die here. Maybe.
Damn.
Because of all of the works that we've done to get here. We haven't even earned a maybe. Everything we did in the ancient world put us in this position. Maybe it's a blessing. Maybe it's worth fighting and dying for. Maybe it's worth separating yourself from this place in a hope for salvation, man.
And that's why we're the hopeful elect.
Exactly.
Maybe.
And we can even tell people that we don't know if we gonna make it, man. We hope to make it. We hope to be saved.
Hey, that's what Paul said, man. Paul said even though he's an Israelite, he hoped that he'd be saved.
He said, work out your salvation with fear and trembling, man. You of all people should know the capabilities of the Lord, man. You're reading a book and the records of what he's done time and time again. You know his track record with sinners, man. You know how he get down. That's why we are to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. While these people having Red Bulls, Starbucks, while they out here living their life, the Lord is bringing judgment out here, man. Karma, what they might call it. Because everything that goes around comes around, man. And whether you believe in the scriptures or not, you have to understand and see that there's a paradigm shift that's in the works, man. It's a reason the Edomite is making a book called America the Farewell Tour, man. Because this is the last goodbye, man. This is the last call for alcohol for the Mystery Babylon, that red cup she riding around with. This is the last call before she received that tab. Everybody go in the club and they slap their card on the bar. They say, let me get 3 shots. And then 19 shots in, they're like, let me get that tab. Oh shit. Overdraft. And that's what's about to happen.
For real.
That's what we're walking into. These people done cashed the check. These people done wrote a check they can't really cash.
Checks they can't cash.
And judgment is about to play out now. Now it's the end. It's the end of the party. And it's the beginning of paying the tab. And if you want to cling unto these people, you're going to pay the tab with them. And that's the Lord's judgment, man.
It's Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord.
And that's what's happening in this society. They're making flesh their arm, meaning they're trusting in this society. Or I'm broke, I need to manifest, I need to meditate, and through the law of attraction, I can bring prosperity to myself. Is the law of attraction real? Yes, it is real. Is it gonna stop the judgment of the Lord? No, it is not. No, it is not. The will of the Lord is gonna play out, man, and it's playing out now. It's only gonna get worse.
Verse 9, the heart is deceitfully above all things, and desperately wicked, who can know it?
Exactly. So trusting in this system, trusting in man, trusting in the philosophies of these men is going to equal up into shame and destruction ultimately. Because if you follow in the spirit of Egypt, you're going to get the same judgment as Egypt, man. It goes hand in hand. In the court system, if you murder somebody and somebody's with you, you still get some time too. You don't get to walk away because you didn't actually put the knife in them. And that's what we have. We either have the people that are contributaries of this system or accessories to this system. And if I can say this, the people in the land of Israel are not the real Jews.
That note we walking down the street.
Are not the real Jews.
That note we going down the road.
Judy Kalel.
That's the second time they came.
Yeah, they double back. So the Lord gonna send them a message. Then you want to double back? We can double back too.
I, the Lord, search the heart. I try to reign, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing.
So with that being said, you should be working out your salvation with fear and trembling, because you've done a lot more dirt than you've done right. which is why we got a lot to atone for, and we can never atone for.
Jeremiah 18 verse 11. Now therefore go to speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Bahashem YAHAWASHI, behold, I frame evil against you, and devise a device against you.
And you ain't scared yet? And you ain't scared yet? This is the creator of everything, man. And he said he framing evil, man. You ain't scared yet?
Behold, I frame evil against you, and devise a device against you. Return ye now, every one from his evil way, and make your ways and your doings good.
And this is a part of the evil that the Lord framed. And it's not over. There's a sequel coming up, man. Where a lot more Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be destroyed, man. And persecuted by their oppressors, man. And put it's a lot more bodies of our people going to drop, man. It's more bodies of our people that's going to drop than be saved and lifted up. So what manner of persons are you to be in this time, man? Do you strive to be better in every aspect of your life? Yes, you should. But do you know in the back of your head that the Lord is going to wipe this game clean? You should. And you should move accordingly, man.
I got a quick precept. This is Job 33, verse 14. For Yahawah speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth not.
Yeah, and the Lord is speaking now, man. The Lord is speaking now. And what do you have? A whole bunch of people who are willfully ignorant, man. Not even perceiving true wisdom and grace, man. Not of ourselves, but of the message of the Lord, man. And they're not perceiving that, man. Because turning up is better than paying attention.
Turning up equals burning up. Lead to burning up.
Yeah. Man, that's a mixtape.
We ain't talking about calendars.
Jeremiah 17 verse 1. The sins of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond.
So what manner of person should we be, man? If the Lord saying our iniquity is written with a pen of iron, man. If our dirt is so deep, the Lord put us here, man. What manner of persons are we to be, man? Should we carry ourselves like Edomites and hope for success? Right. Should we go out here and wear picket signs and pray that the so-called white man be nice? Or should we turn back to our spiritual power source, man? The one who made us a glory at one time, man, for a short span of time, man. The only one that can really get us out of this predicament, man. Knowing that our sins are written with a pen of iron in the mind of the Lord, man. He says that our iniquity are ever before him, like the sun.
This Jeremiah 14 verse 9. Why should thou be as a man astonished, as a mighty man that cannot save? Yet thou, O Lord, are in the midst of us, we are called by thy name, leave us not.
And that's what we praying, man. That as individuals with this understanding that the Lord don't take that spirit away from us and that he don't leave us, man. Meaning that he don't leave us to suffer the fate of these people, man. That he continue to give us the spirit of striving for perfection, man. It's okay to fall as long as you're getting back up every time.
Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 17. Also have I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, but they say we will not hearken.
And that's what you have right now. The song is being sung, but they want to walk into a club and hear something that's going to further destroy them. Salvation is being preached, but they'd rather hear Drake. That's the society we living in right now. And don't get me wrong, we enjoy some of Drake tunes too, but this is the real tune. This song will never stop playing in our heads, man.
Therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it.
Exactly, and because our people have rejected the Lord, this is what we look like in 2018, man. This is what our nation look like. Broke and proud, man. The worst things you can be, man. Broke and proud as a nation of people. As a nation, spiritually dead as a nation of people, man. An embarrassment to the entire planet as a nation of people. That should make you upset, man. That should make you cry to the Lord until He make our nation a praise in the earth. Because we're looking like some fools out here as a nation of people, man. We look bad, man. Terrible.
In Jeremiah 4:22, my people is foolish.
Right.
They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
See, our people wise to do evil, man. That's why going to jail is a rite of passage to our nation. When more people celebrate you coming home from prison than graduating from so-called college. Because that's the wisdom to do wickedness, man. And that's a culture of destruction, man. That's why people are being destroyed every day, man. Because they hold on to a culture that don't profit them, man.
I got a quick one. Matthew 11:16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath a devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children.
Exactly, because our nation will always find something wrong and a reason to continue living their life the way they want to live it. They're going to always do that. We're out here piping the proper song, the song of righteousness and mercy. And this is what our people want to do, man. They're clinging on to the Edomite way of life, man. And the Lord got a new song for them after this song is over, man. It's going to be the song of judgment. And it ain't going to come with laughs and smiles. It's going to come with crying and fear.
This is Psalms chapter 32, verse 6. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place, thou shalt preserve me from trouble, though thou shalt compass me about with the songs of deliverance, Selah.
So the Lord is gonna put the song of deliverance in our mouth, and we gonna dance to that tune. While they dance and run to the tune of judgment. While we listen to the deliverance mixtape, they're gonna listen to the judgment mixtape. And the dances are gonna be completely different. While they're enjoying themselves now, death is waiting on them. And in that day, life is gonna be given unto us, man. And true celebration and happiness is gonna be given unto us, because that's what we've been waiting on, man. We go through the motions in this society, but ultimately we wait for new heavens and a new earth, man. For the Lord to hit the reset button on this game and to begin a new game, an eternal game.
It's Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared and hold, and they are hid in prison houses. They are all for a prey, and none deliver. For a spoil and none self-restore.
And that's the society we living in, man. Jake got his hair blue, man. Jake say fuck dyed his hair blonde. Jake dyed his hair blue, man. But that show you the nature of our nation, man. Destroyed, man. The real justice of the earth, man.
This is Isaiah 30:8. Now go, write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us, Shalakia, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Exactly, man. That's why the church is big business, man. Because it's all about smooth things, man. It's all about financial prosperity, man. Because that's really what they're teaching you in there. They're not even teaching you to be morally, have some kind of moral integrity at this point. It's all about financial and societal gain, man. And that's what they sell. Smooth words, man. And the Lord is going to chop them down with the rest of the society, man. And while they lying to themselves and everybody's distracted from reality, reality is going to hit them like a thief in the night. You got that over?
Verse 11. Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly in an instant.
And that's what we have, man. This judgment is going to hit this world like a ton of bricks, man. Because in their mind, the problems are always going to be solved. It's always going to fix itself. That rebuild the desolate places spirit, man. That Edomite spirit. Of even if it get bad, we can start over. And it's not going to happen. Esau's not going to realize there's no hope until it's completely over, man. Esau's going to be hiding under rocks still thinking he got hope and a possibility of rebuilding the desolate places, man. True death and destruction is going to have to touch him, man. Like the majority of these people, man. 2/3 of our people, the moment judgment start hitting, they're going to cry to the Lord and he's going to say, you're not going to hear him, man. That's why in Proverbs it say they shall cry unto me and I shall laugh at their calamity. Because they was laughing when they had liberty, man. They despised the law when they had liberty, man. Meanwhile, the whole planet is going into utter destruction, man. And you got one place in the whole planet that just party like it ain't no tomorrow, man. That's why the Lord is saving the best for last, man. Mystery Babylon, man. Where everybody's enjoying their folly while the whole world is being destroyed around them, man. Because in their mind, they don't feel like it's going to touch them. That's why the Lord called this place what? The virgin daughter of Babylon, man.
This is Judges chapter 10, verse 14. We'll start at verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore will I deliver you no more? Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
So that another Hamashiach that Paul was talking about, the Lord in that day gonna say, go pray to him. Go pray to Jesus Christos. Go pray to Cesare Borgia. Go pray to Serapis. Go pray to Buddha. Go pray to that Kabbalah stone. Don't talk to me about salvation. Because when you had liberty, you despise everything I told you to do, man. And that's for the people that's giving billions to the church right now. And they ain't doing nothing the Lord said, man. Just going to church every Sunday, paying tithes like the Lord's salvation is a fast food restaurant, man. Like you could just pull up, dine in, and dip.
That's what they be doing.
And it's gonna be their destruction. It's gonna be their shame and destruction in that day. Because the Lord is gonna ask them to go pray to that person they gave $20 to every Sunday.
If I could say this, they wait on the plate to come around so they can pay their tithe to go get their plate out the church over here.
Yeah,
go get that pork chop dinner.
Exactly.
Hey, they paying for a pork chop dinner.
They eating lies and washing it down with a pork chop plate. And that diet is gonna equal up to what? Destruction, man.
This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 10. Enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust. For the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of men shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. And the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day.
And you know who are the witnesses to that? The men on the highways and hedges, man. Because every day when we preach this gospel, we get proud ass looks from these people, man. Proud ass know-it-all looks and don't know shit, man. And in that day, all of that pride is gonna melt, man. The majority of these people are not built for what's coming up next, man.
Oh look, there she is right here.
Point blank period. The majority of these people ain't built for what's next, man. You got these Edomite militias that's out here preparing, they not built for what's coming next, man. With all the training that they doing, they not built for what's coming next. We hope to be built for that, man. That the Lord give us the spirit to endure, that we may be saved in that day, man.
Preach that.
I got more in there. Going right into what he's saying. Verse 12. For the day of the Lord hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty, and upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
And that's gonna begin, that's gonna end with the Las Vegas of the world, man. This fucking place, the Las Vegas of the world, that's where it's gonna end at, man. All this destruction is hitting all these other regions of the world while they partying, not realizing that's gonna touch here too, man.
This is Matthew 7:21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, yet ye that work iniquity.
And what is those wonderful works? That's the church bragging about what they do for the homeless. That's the church bragging about what they invest in this community. But they're not doing the commandments of the Lord, and they're not teaching people to keep the commandments of the Lord, man. They're not telling people that Israel is going to be saved, and as that nation is going to govern the world in righteousness. That's the nation that the Lord chose, man.
Most importantly, the name. They ain't teaching the name.
They're not teaching the name of YAHAWASHI. All of these things are pertinent or important for salvation, man. And they're not teaching any of that, but they claim to believe in the power of the Bible, man.
This is Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, hear ye the word of the Lord.
And that goes to T.D. Jakes, who's got a problem with the nation of Israel receiving a covenant that was established and given to them from the beginning of the book, man.
T.D. Snakes.
Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert.
Exactly, man. And that's why the Lord is going. And that's why the Lord is going to put them down.
I got one. This is Revelation 22, verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahawah shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
So telling the world that the nation that all the world, anybody from any other nation can receive the same blessings that are given to the nation of Israel. You're adding them to the book, man. Anybody that says that the devastation and the prophecies and judgment are far, far, far away, you're taking away from the book, man.
Verse 19, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahawah shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book.
Exactly. So that goes to the foolish prophets, man. Those ones that sitting in the church, holding the scriptures, holding the word of the Lord, and not teaching the people accordingly, man.
Yeah, I want to go back into that. This is Ezekiel chapter 13. Let's start at 4. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord.
So they're not even preparing our people for what's coming, man. Here it is, we just said that what's about to come on the planet Earth, man? What's about to touch America and all these other places abroad? The majority of these people are not built for what's coming up next, man. They are not built for martial law and the destruction that's going to come after that. The implementation of the chip. And our people are not prepared for that at all, man. they are considered a sheep led to the slaughter, man. That's what the Lord considers the majority of our nation, man. Our nation as a whole, and if not for his mercy, all of us would be led to the slaughter, man. Because Esau's about to sacrifice his own people in his destruction. Best believe that, man. He's already sacrificed them, man. What you see going on in politics and this economy is the result of the so-called white man betraying his own nation. So that a few of them could win and the rest of them can just get it how they live. And a nation like that, that's willing to do that, is not fit to rule the planet Earth, period.
Finish that out. Verse 6, they have seen vanity and lying divinations, saying, the Lord hath saith, and the Lord hath not sent them.
And this ain't nothing new, man, because this was going on in the book of Ezekiel. In the time of Ezekiel, this was going on, and it's going on now, man. Our people are being utterly destroyed out here, and they go to church every Sunday and don't hear shit about it.
Verse 6, and they have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord hath not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word.
Exactly, man. One more time.
Yeah.
Done. This is Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 6. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord hath not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why they gonna get a severe judgment for that, man.
I gotta just back him up, right? This is Matthew chapter 3, verse 7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who hath warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
Exactly, man. That's why the Lord is literally blocking the understanding of the majority of these people, man. Because there's a very nature in the majority of these people that's just not right, man. There's no rehabilitation in them, man. And we're talking about our nation. That's the only nation that can actually receive this salvation, man. The Lord can't promote our nation to our rulership right now. You crazy? We'd expedite the destruction, man. If Esau's destroying the world, we do it that much faster in the condition we in right now, man. Because Jake don't think with a spiritual mindset. Jake don't think with consideration, man. And that's what he learned from his oppressors, man. You got it.
Got you right here. This is Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams which ye cause to be dreamed.
Exactly, man. And that goes into Lucifer Queen, integrating us into a society that don't want us.
Is never?
Yeah, that's not what it looks like.
It's never.
That's not what Jesus looks like.
Yeah, that's the devil.
That's the devil. That's the devil.
That's the devil. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is Jesus.
No.
Not according to the Bible.
Who said that was Jesus?
Right, that's a beautiful question.
Can you answer that? Who said that was Jesus?
He looks like Jesus.
That's what Jesus?
Is Jesus?
Is that what
Yeah.
Jesus? Hold on. I'm asking you a question. Is that what Jesus looked like?
Yeah.
According to who?
What?
According to who?
Jesus.
Jesus said that he looked like that?
Jesus. This is Jesus. Or not?
According to who?
According to who, man?
Right. He know the hell you talking about.
He know.
He don't
That's
know
why he
shit.
ran his ass up the block.
He don't really know shit, man. That's what you call willful
Hey, that was a
ignorance.
beautiful question.
That's what you call willful ignorance.
Who said that was Jesus?
That's what you call gross darkness.
Who told you that?
That is walking gross darkness.
Who you learned that at? Hey, that was cool. I got a precept though.
Ran this monkey
It's
ass
Jeremiah.
You can answer that question.
It's Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 21. For the pastors are become brutish and have not sought the Lord. Therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered.
Exactly. So what we're seeing now is them prospering now. Why? Because folly is set in great dignity. But all of the prospering that they've done is going to get them a judgment that they can't really handle, man. What the Lord is going to bring on the earth is really going to be, it's going to be hard for men to handle, man. It said men shall cry as women, man. Shall be like women in that day, man. Bunch of grown bitches with nuts, man.
Men's hearts failing for the sin is coming.
Exactly. A lot of them gonna give up the ghost, man.
What?
They
They already doing it when you think about them killing themselves.
They shall seek death. They shall seek death and not find it.
This Titus chapter 1 verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped, talking about those false prophets, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
And that's what our people are doing, man. That's why a lot of them pastors, what they be up there saying, you know, I used to be a drug dealer too, y'all. I used to be a drug dealer. I used to be a
trying to chase that bag, man.
And they just, they just transitioned the bag.
Whole houses.
They just transitioned the whole bag.
Chasing that bag.
They went from being a pimp on the streets to being a pimp in the suit, man. In the
If I can say this, Jake at work thinking about how much money he gonna get at church Sunday.
Working overtime to give more money. Man.
Our people a bunch of goofies. Our people a bunch of goofies.
That's why the Lord flipped the table over though. He was like, what the hell going on in this?
That shit is crazy, man. But that's why the Lord is going to fold this system and he's going to break this shit in pieces, man. Like, what's really about to happen is we about to actually witness what happens when the power that governs everything gets upset.
Selling breakdowns online and shit.
Oh yeah. Nate?
Yeah, that filthy lucre goes deep, man.
You want to see the rest of this breakdown? 1999.
For 3 simple payments of $19.99, you too can be saved.
That's cold-blooded.
That's a harsh state, man.
This Jude. Damn. I forgot my verse to my damn page. This Jude, first Jude chapter 1, it say, woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam. That's how I want to bring that out.
Yeah, man. The majority of these pastors, they love money, man. They don't love the Lord, man. They love money. That's why they get up there and they speak whatever the people want to hear. That's why they don't speak on homosexuality no more. Because that's going to fuck up the bag.
Hi, guys.
Shalom.
Shalom. That's going to mess up the bag. Now they can't speak about homosexuality even though the scriptures condemns it. Because they don't really believe what they read. They read it to get a paycheck.
Read that again. It's Jude chapter 1 verse 11. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in their gainsaying of Kor.
And that's why the Lord said the love of money has destroyed many, man.
Hey,
Just like the love of women, man.
I was gonna get that earlier.
Excess in general will destroy you, man. But these pastors have a love for money, man. Which they love money so bad they're willing to forsake the Lord to get it.
Got it right here. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves, they go that mark of the beast, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
And that piercing is going to be literal. Just like the brother brought out. A lot of these people going to take that chip, man, for the love of money.
So how they going to get their money at the bank account? They're going to have to pierce themselves to get that money.
Including your pastor, man. Your pastor's gonna be up there preaching the Bible with a chip in his hand, man. Just wait for it. You got it.
Everybody, go to Walmart.
That's gonna be the new way they should take tithe. Just shake hands.
Yeah. No, you're gonna have an usher just pass by with a scanner. Just
Right. They got that scanner. Right. Like they got food truck.
peppermints and scanners. Like,
I ain't know.
This is John chapter 2, verse 12. After this, he went down to Capernaum, he and his mother and his brethren and his disciples, and they continued there not many days.
right.
And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and YAHAWASHI went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money, and overthrew the tables, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house an house of merchandise.
And if that's how the Lord came as a lamb, and that's what he did as a lamb, can you imagine what he's going to do when he meets us not as a man? Look at how much more they've made the Lord's house a house of merchandise compared to them. They were selling animals for sacrifices, man. Technically, that was in the realm of the law, and they were still going off because they turned the Lord's house into a hustle, man. And that's what they're doing now. They're turning the word of the Lord into a fucking hustle, man. And the Lord is going to body them for that, man.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 7. And as ye go, preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give.
And that's what we're doing now, man. That's what we have received. We're freely giving the word of the Lord. Week in and week out, watching the prophecies and proclaiming them out here amongst the people, and continuing to warn our nation that destruction and death is upon this place, man.
This is Sirach chapter 26, verse 29. A merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and a huckster shall not be free from sin.
Exactly, because it's a thing. It's hard to be a merchant and be successful monetarily in this place, and still maintain your integrity.
Right.
That's why it's not a lot of rich men with integrity, man. Because this society is built around finessing each other, getting over on one another, usurping each other. It ain't what you do, it's who you do it in front of, or who you can pay for them to not see it, or to make it go away, man. This society is built on corruption, man, not moral integrity. And that's why this place must needs be destroyed. Because getting money is not going to stop. There's going to be a system, even in the kingdom of heaven, where merchants can make money. They're just not going to have to be wicked to do it, man. There's going to be a regulation on moral integrity, man. You're going to have a moral standard, man, or you're going to be judged for it, man.
This is one of what you were just saying. This Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahawah and Mammon.
Exactly. Now, do that mean that you're not going to be able to get money, you should just be broke? No. What that means is that the love and desire for money can really spiritually destroy you, man. Especially if you've already understood this truth, man. That will be kryptonite to your spiritual salvation. The love of money, man. The Lord tells you don't be slothful. Don't love sleep. So the Lord has certain things that surround being a hard worker, or being a person that's dedicated and diligent in their business, man.
So you don't work, you don't eat.
Exactly. But your love and desire to stack up and heap up wealth will destroy you, man. It will destroy you, man.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 25. For it is easier for a camel to go through the eye. For it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Exactly, man. Because in order for that man to be successful in salvation, he's going to have to start giving up certain things that may have made him money in the past, man. If you have a butcher and he don't believe, and he believes in the scriptures, you can't sell pork no more, man, because you can't touch it. That's why it's hard for a rich man to get into the kingdom of the Lord, man, because it requires certain sacrifices, man. Not caring about this world like you cared about it when you were getting money, man. If you diligent, the Lord will provide. It said, make me not rich and make me not poor. Let me have a balance.
Right.
Because if you're rich, you're going to destroy yourself. Right.
That I may forget your name, but give me not poverty while I be poor.
That's why I say you can't serve two masters, man. If you really getting money like that, you don't really want to see this place fall. If you actually winning in the game, do you want to restart the game and start all over? You on Grand Theft Auto, you done leveled up, you done did all that hard ass work. You just gonna break the game and go buy a new one? No, you don't want that game to be over. That's why the Lord said you can't serve two masters, man. It ain't saying that you're supposed to be broke. What it's saying is you're not supposed to love this shit. Work hard. Apply these scriptures to every aspect of your life, man. And what happens, happens. All according to the will of the Lord, man. It's nothing for the Lord to make you rich, man. That's a small thing to the Lord. It's more valuable for you to be righteous, man.
Fucking spite on your ass.
Oh shit. This is Luke chapter 16 verse 1. There was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods. And he called him and said unto him, how is it that I fare this of thee, give an account of the stewardship, for thou mayest be no longing steward. Hold on. Nah, that ain't it. That's not what I want.
But I know what the brother trying to get.
That's not it.
The parable about the rich man.
Yeah, that's not it.
Dressed in purple.
He had all the money.
Yep.
He said he was keeping the laws.
Right.
But he still wanted to be even more perfect in the spirit. Where the Lord said, look, give it all up.
Oh, yeah.
Because really, that's a test of faith.
Right.
That's a real test of faith. You got all that money, you comfortable. That's like the life of Job, man.
Right.
Say, does Job serve you for naught? No, Job got money. Job getting bread. Of course he gonna make sure them sacrifices there every morning.
Right.
Of course he gonna serve you with happiness.
Shalom.
Of course he gonna. Of course the Lord gonna serve the Lord with gladness, man. He getting money. But the real challenge was, all right, get rid of that money, start all over, give it to the poor. And he couldn't do that, man. That's why the Lord is keeping us from extreme riches, man. The Lord may give you something in this life if you keep your eye on the prize, but the Lord not gonna give you something that's gonna destroy you, man. Not if he wanna see you do good. They give you a whole bunch of money in this society and you're not in your right mind and the spirit, you're gonna destroy yourself ASAP. And then you gotta die with the rest of these people. Because in that coming day, the dollar not gonna matter. It's not gonna be worth anything, man. They say people gonna be throwing their silver and gold in the street because it has no value, man. But all of these people strategizing on how they gonna get out of this economic collapse, the Lord is making it so nobody's gonna be able to escape, except the righteous, man. Everybody trying to strategize how to dodge the economy falling, and there's no way to escape except YAHAWASHI, man. You got it.
I got Ezekiel chapter 9, start at verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And it don't matter if you got a nice watch, nice shoes. It don't matter if you got a nice watch, nice shoes. Yes. You got a big bank account or a little bank account. The Lord is requiring the righteous, because what was the rich man that that the Lord got buried in his tomb?
That the one that
Amanias or no?
Amanias.
Oh, he paid for
exactly.
Right.
And he was what? A secret disciple of the Lord, man. Yeah. And he was he was a follower of the Lord, man. He had money, he had wealth, he had substance.
I think it was Amanias, wasn't it?
I think it was like, like Joseph.
Joseph Arimathea or something like that.
Amadeus or something.
Something like that.
But he had money, he had wealth, but he was a secret disciple of the Lord, man. So this isn't contingent on your wealth, man. It's contingent on your spiritual integrity, man.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
Right.
But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Exactly,
Yes,
man. Exactly, man. The knowledge takes priority over all of that. The understanding of YAHAWASHI takes priority over anything that you can attain in this life, man. The only reason we going hard, or whether it be in the scriptures or in our daily life, is because we supposed to occupy until the Lord come. All this wealth of wisdom, we gotta apply somewhere, man. So when we out here in our day-to-day, these scriptures apply, man. Love not sleep. Don't be slothful. Be diligent in thy business, man. That's a part of the Lord's word, man.
I got that account that I was trying to get before. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
Right.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Right.
He said unto him, which YAHAWASHI said, Thou shalt not do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? YAHAWASHI said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that Salakia. If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
Right.
Then said YAHAWASHI unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Because basically, no, you got more on that?
Nah, go ahead.
Because what the Lord was challenging him to do is to give up his tangible riches for an incorruptible rich, an incorruptible treasure. Sell all that you have to be my disciple. This is the ticket to being a disciple of YAHAWASHI for him. Give all your possessions to the poor, and I'll make you one of my disciples. Follow me. Could you do that?
Verse 24. And again I say unto you, I'm sorry, 25. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved?
Exactly. Because look how hard, that's a hard decision. That's a hard decision for any man. Even his disciples was like, well, damn. Shit.
God.
And on the spiritual note, that's why the Lord don't give his hopeful elect too much, man.
Right.
Because that's not a test that anybody can just pass. This man didn't pass it.
Right.
Fail miserable.
He got that 5 bed. He probably had it. You can only imagine what he had in the ancient world that was
No,
equivalent
he wanted to though. That's why he was sorrowful.
Right.
That's why he felt bad, because he wanted to do it, but he couldn't let go of the tangible, man.
Verse 26. But when YAHAWASHI beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible.
Exactly, man. Because if you have enough faith to give up all of that for the Lord, he can bless you 100 times over. Easy, man. But if you don't believe him enough to even give up your riches, man, the Lord ain't about to reward you for nothing, man. You asked what was gonna make you perfect, right?
You got like 1 second, one more minute.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 38. He that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
Exactly, man. So you have to constantly in the back of your mind remember that this whole game is gonna be wiped out, man. You gotta constantly remember that while you're striving for perfection to be better in all things in the life, all things in your life, applying these scriptures in righteousness, that at the end of the day, judgment is coming. And that this game right here that we're in right now is gonna be wiped clean.